All right, it's 6:00. I'm going to use Russ's.
Yours is the worst.
Yeah, I don't know what that one's all about.
What's your number on your mic?
17.
He's in the worst.
He's working me too.
Russ's isn't working. Try this one. All right, how's that? 6:09, May 8th, 2023.
It's not the first time.
It's Facilities Committee. President are myself, Steve Rittenhouse.
Kevin Strobel.
Bucky Scott.
Brett Cooper.
Julia Olson.
Jay Withers.
All right. First item, agenda, middle school pass through.
Are we roll call on here, or are we not?
Yes.
Yeah,
And Russ here.
Russ Jarrett on the phone. All right, first item, middle school pass through insulated heating cabinet.
Yes, so the middle school heating cabinet is located in the kitchen. Is not currently working. We've had some problems with it for roughly 4 months. This heating cabinet, once food is cooked, everything is stored in there for the students to eat. And I got 6 quotes just to keep up with the costs from multiple vendors. And the lowest quote I have is $6,535.50. The highest quote I have is $6,978.35.
Can I ask what we're doing for the kids right now?
So right now the food is being put into the cabinets, but the food will not.
Oh,
stay
just
warm.
ambient heat,
Yeah.
like from the food, okay.
Correct, yeah. These are pretty good sized cabinets.
All right.
Okay. Are you looking for an approval to purchase one of these or move
That's
one forward?
correct. I'm looking for approval to purchase one. I'd like to move forward.
All right. Any familiarity with the lowest or any of these
Actually,
quotes?
yes. So the 2 lowest bidders I got here, their numbers are identical, and the one we already have an account set up with them, so we could fairly get it done this summer.
Okay. That sounds like the right one to go with then.
Do we have to vote on that tonight? Is that something you need to move on?
Or we have a
We can
meeting
bring it out
next,
of committee.
Yeah, bring it to committee.
we have a meeting next week, so
Yeah.
as long as you can wait until next week, we can
Yep.
just bring it, talk about it
All right.
in committee discussion tonight and get it on that as an added consent, right?
Okay, I understand.
All right. Any other discussion on that? All right. Move to item B, middle school lift inspection repairs.
We recently had the lift inspected at the middle school, and in order for it to pass, there's a few things that are needed. The safety decals are off, just because of how old the lift is and from constantly being used, the decals came off. I have a list here. So there's a switch that controls the 4 legs that come out of the bottom. The switch is broken. That's pretty important. So as of now, the lift is not, I'm sorry, I'm going to laugh. As of now, the lift is actually not, it's not passed, it's not operable. So it's $1,284.85.
For the switch?
Just the switch.
Yeah, so that's your decals, your switch,
Okay.
your labor to get this lift good to go so we can use it moving forward.
So it does not operate at the current moment.
That is correct. We cannot safely use it. And we need it for the summer, for lights and painting and such.
Is this the only lift you have?
Correct. We
At
have
this
one for
facility?
middle school.
One for each school?
We only have one at the middle school.
Okay.
It's the only lift we have. And the vendor that gave me this is United Rentals. We are all set up with them. They are also the vendor that did the inspection.
Okay. Is it their equipment?
No, it's ours.
We own it.
Correct.
Okay.
Every year we should have the lift inspected, and it's passed up until this year.
Any other issues with the lift? Are you looking to replace it?
No,
Anytime?
we need to replace it.
Okay. Just
just
Repairs.
get it repaired.
All right. Anything else anyone wants to discuss on that?
That's an easy one.
Yes, I agree.
Does that have to be voted on next week too? Or do you need that quicker?
Yeah, for summer.
I would say, I mean, we're not gonna use it this week or next week, so we
Is
have
there any
time.
reason not to bring everything out of committee at one time? I mean, when he decides to spend it, it's up to him. I mean, he can wait 6 months to spend the money, once it comes out of committee, right? Anybody? Julia?
That's correct.
So, I mean,
But, it would be, you mean you want to add it to the,
not tonight, I'm saying he
Yes,
doesn't need.
But next week?
Yeah, for
Next
next
week,
week.
yeah,
I mean,
sure.
everything that we bring out of committee, we could just bring out of committee now and just move on, right?
yeah, and actually, if you think that's the best quote you're gonna get, but you actually got another report that was better, we can do it as a not to exceed.
All right,
And even do it as a not to exceed, not name a vendor.
I'm good either way. Just, I hate to see it linger on and him not be able to buy the part if he needs it.
Yeah, we gotta get it rolling, so we can do work over the summer.
I agree.
Okay. You want to do that then, as a not to exceed the quote he currently has?
That way, especially if
He wants to change
the
vendors.
money's not gonna get spent right
I don't think you're
away.
going to, but.
No, they
You-
do the inspections, so they guarantee the work.
Oh, then
Sure.
you can
Yeah.
probably put the vendor onto it, if there's no chance in
Yeah.
the world we're gonna switch.
All right,
Okay.
so we'll move that forward as well.
Thank you.
All right, item C, middle school cafeteria HVAC rooftop unit 7 compressor.
So this just happened last week. We've had some issues with this unit not being able to start. My team changed fuses and spent a decent amount of hours diagnosing this. So Berkshire Mechanical came in, took a look at it and said it's a compressor. Gave us a price for $7,900. Let's see here, 79,400. And then they gave me a price to replace it.
I'm sorry, is it
Replace
79,4?
Correct, 7,900. So then they gave me a price to replace it. The entire unit. This unit is not a train unit. It is an ARON unit. They're just as good as train. But we pay for Tracer Ensemble, which is our train system that's used to diagnose our HVAC units, and this unit is not connected to it because it's not a train unit. So I did call Train on Friday, and they're working on the quote as well. So we can replace the compressor, get through, we could get through 2, 3, 4 more school years.
Mm-hmm.
But the price I have is $142,000 to replace the unit.
Wow. $7,000 sounds a lot better.
Correct.
I mean, if you run it to the end, I mean,
We just replaced units,
Not this one.
no, but,
So this is the middle school. The cafeteria has 2 units right now.
right.
One is going.
Could you remind me what we paid to replace the units
So
that we just did?
we did 2 units here, and
Mhm.
they were 16.4 for both of them. This is on the rooftop.
You're right,
Yeah.
With a crane.
So-
we got a crane rental. But they're still working, this is just the quote they have given you, but they're still working on a
Correct. Yeah,
proposal.
So I'm in works with Train. I just want to give you an update on it,
Okay,
let you know where I'm at with pricing. Train will most likely be the best.
and then it'll be connected to the other units?
Correct. Well, everything will be simultaneously and they will all function together. And I can control them from our system.
I apologize, do we have a ballpark yet, or you don't want to give me anything?
I have a price for a compressor of $7,900 and then a price for a new unit of $142,000.
Great.
I mean, when we get train quotes, do we get them from one company, or is there multiple companies that sell train units? And
So all of our units now, besides of these 2 units at the middle school, that the cafeteria units, for whatever reason, they're not train units.
or not?
No, they're not. It's just the way it was built. I mean, they're equivalent to train units. They're just as good. They're not bad units.
Right.
They're just not trained.
They don't hook up to everything.
No, I have no control of them with our computer system.
Right. My question is though, if we get a price on a train unit, do we call 3 places that have self-train? Or do we just go to?
I just go directly to train, directly.
They go directly to train, okay.
Yeah, I cut out the middleman.
Gotcha.
This proposal would be for current refrigerant, right? Not,
Correct,
okay,
yeah, R22.
all right. Could they give us one for a possible phase out
Yeah.
if you ask them?
I have actually had 2 meetings with them, and they're not recommending it quite yet.
Are they not? Okay.
Fire issues.
I know they're still years away, so.
So,
All right,
Train is not, I know Carrier and other companies are, but Train is not.
They're moving to a scroll system, is that what you're saying, instead of compressors?
new refrigerant usage.
new refrigerant.
Yeah, they're talking about phasing out R22.
They will over the next 3 years, but there's still a lot of hazardous issues with it with fires.
Right?
That's what they told me.
Okay. How pressing is the need for the compressor? Is the other unit functioning, able to keep up?
Yeah, the thing is, we had a lot of functions this summer at the middle school.
At
Yeah,
the
yes, we
highest
have a
need,
lot
yeah.
of- Yeah, and the cap is gonna be used heavily.
Okay.
So if we could roll the compressor, I wanted to give you both options. This is what the compressor is, this is how much a unit is. The unit is getting kind of old, it's the original one from building, and 2, it's not a train.
Yeah.
So if it was a train unit.
I don't know if we're in the,
How many years is old?
20 years, he said it was the
20.
original.
yeah.
Yeah,
You
They're
want it
both.
for, you
So
want it for
this one's
$7,000? I mean, when they're looking at it, is it, and they should be able to tell us that, like, you know, is this worth spending $8,000 on? They should be able to tell you, it's like, there's only so many components in it, fan.
it is. We could spend $8 grand and then next summer, we gotta get rid of it.
Yeah,
So, but I'm fine.
it would be next summer, right? Yeah.
I'm inclined to spend the $8 grand, because there's not too many things in an air conditioning unit. Let's just start, is it leaking anywhere? Because that's what happens, if they start leaking, it's over. If they're not leaking at all, there's coolant, there's fans, there's
So
fins,
it's
and
not-
there's a fan, that's
It's
it.
not holding, what's happening is, it's not mixing with the cold air that's coming in. It's not mixing with the fresh air. That's what it's not doing. So it was leaking, they put refrigerant in it, but it's not mixing with what's coming in, the fresh air.
Right.
So that's why they're saying it's done. So there's a wheel that does that.
But the refrigerant that they put in, did they put a dye pack in or anything to see how bad it's leaking? If it's leaking, I mean, we're just throwing
It
$8,000.
was leaking and they sealed it
Yeah,
up.
they
Oh, they did
put,
seal it,
they put
okay.
R22 in, yes, correct. They sealed
I know they added it, but how'd they seal it?
They sealed it. with-
Oh, I'm not
So-
familiar with that. I mean, when they usually
I'm not
go, they
either.
start leaking, they start splitting on the actual pipes themselves start to split where the fins are, so.
I don't think.
I'm good with it if you.
I don't think it needs to be replaced, that's
Okay.
my opinion, but I just wanted to give you both options,
Yeah.
because my fear is maybe next summer we might be.
Well, we're aware of it,
I think
yeah.
it's worth the gamble trying to get 3-4 grand, 4
Gamble.
years out of it.
I don't know if we wanna
especially
use the
if
word
they
gamble,
fixed it.
but-
What's that?
I don't know if we want to use the word gamble, but yeah, I agree.
It's an educated gamble.
What's the new unit cost?
100 grand.
142,000.
142.
But it would be nice down the road, you know,
It's going to happen. It's going to need one
to
sooner.
put a train unit in there.
You can
Yeah,
Is-
no, I agree.
you can forecast that.
So,
And that is the one negative to not changing it over, is that if with a new compressor, we still won't, and we still won't be able to, control it remotely,
Correct.
We'll have to get back to the.
which is fine,
Yeah, we'll
you
have to
know.
go back to the 90s where you have to actually control it on the wall. No, I'm kidding.
so the quote from Train is just to replace the one unit of the two.
So this quote is from Berkshire. I didn't get one from Point Train just yet. I'll have it.
I'm sorry, to replace with the Train
One
units,
unit, 142,000.
is to replace one of the two units.
Correct.
So do you think if we were to ask them to replace both units, we would get a break? I mean, we're renting the crane for only,
Yeah, absolutely.
okay.
For both.
Perhaps we should have them take a
At
look at
least
that.
tell us what
Yes,
we
exactly.
need.
If they're both 20 years old,
Yep.
I like
could
it.
you ask them?
Yeah.
No, I mean,
Thank
like,
you.
if we did that, it wouldn't come from the maintenance budget, it would come from capital.
No, I like it. I think that's the way to go.
Yeah. We can at
And-
least find out.
We can, and then we can even plan it a little bit ahead of time. Maybe we
That's
we
good
could even
thought.
get a better break on a price if we give them a year in advance notice of when we're going to replace them.
Plus
All right.
one
And maybe
look at
let
that.
us live
Plus
along
one
with,
crane.
One crane instead, yeah.
and then like
One
let us
plot
live
plan,
along with its
one crane.
$8,000 for now, and then.
Yes.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking too. Mhm.
All
For
right,
the 8,000 now?
yeah,
And that's what,
okay.
All right,
All right, so
great.
where are we on? D, high school annex gym painting?
Jeff Scott's in there.
I got 3 quotes here for our painting of our annex gym. My first quote was from Halter.
Who?
Yeah, Mr. Halter, $25,000. I got a second quote from Mags Painting, who has painted our buildings before in the past. $10,850. In that quote, we purchase the paint and we also rent the lift. That's already tied up in that $10,850.
oh, so you've figured out how much
All
it
right.
would cost.
Correct. Yeah, I got everything.
Okay,
I got a third quote for $10,050. That includes paint. We just rent the lift, and that's from Winning Colors Painting from Denver, PA. I don't know why I said PA.
can I ask, when we're painting the floors, to paint the lines and stuff on them, do they get does that get painted and then a layer of, like, some
Gloss.
sort of coating goes over
Yeah,
top of it?
For the gym floors, yeah, they paint the line, and then they do.
And that's
typically-
included in this
This is for
process?
the wall.
Yeah,
No.
I'm sorry, yeah, I should
Oh,
clarify that.
it
This
just
is for
says
the
gym.
walls.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, it's our annex gym.
All right, okay, so annex gym,
I was,
the walls.
was kind of debating to get this done this summer, but I believe after talking to our athletic director and some of the coaches that we should move on this.
Okay.
Um,
And this is just for the annex?
Correct.
Yeah,
just
it
the
looks
annex.
it looks pretty tired in there.
So this includes, there's a lot of holes from baseball and lacrosse.
I know,
This is patching the holes up
Yeah, yeah.
and painting everything. Now, there's a header that Halter will fix, which is in our maintenance contract to repair that. So I would like to vote for the third quote. It is the cheapest, $10,050 from Winning Colors Painting, and the district rents the lift. That cost is already in there, I put it in there.
Have you ever dealt with them before?
I have not,
So I'm just asking a dumb question, but references or?
I did one reference, she's an employee here.
Okay.
But the other quote is $800 more from Max Painting, who, his daughter goes here, and he has done classrooms for us and cafeterias for us as well in the past.
How long is it gonna take them
2 weeks,
to do it? Okay, that's why we're doing it over the summer?
yeah.
Alright.
So what's the second one is what, a
$800
teacher
more.
or, I get that money, I'm just asking. Is there a teacher involved? You said somebody works here?
No, it's student.
Yeah, so the second one, I believe he actually went here, and he has, I believe, a daughter that's a senior,
I mean, it's not
or a junior. And I tried negotiating, he said he flat out told me
This
this
is
is his
it?
price, yeah, so. The scope is
I mean,
identical.
I thought. if you-
Yeah, I was gonna say,
I
the
didn't hear
scopes
the
are
negotiation
identical.
part.
5 guys,
Yeah,
3 guys for the top, and 2 guys for the bottom.
I'm always inclined to go with the cheapest if their scopes are identical as well, so.
Yeah, it just depends. Like,
I get what you're saying, sorry.
No,
I
no,
get
no,
what you're
once I
saying.
heard the negotiating thing, that's a different story. If you had somebody, no, I meant, you know,
Yeah.
there's like no movement. I think like he gave you $5 off.
No, he flat out said this is it, so.
All right, so we're gonna move the bid from Winning Colors out of this committee.
Yep.
All right,
Yeah, it's gonna be all about facilities next week.
Sorry.
It really is.
usually is.
Well, that's the
Yeah.
way right before summer is.
No, I get it.
All right, we can keep going, I guess, yeah. Item E, high school door repairs.
We spoke about this, I believe, our last meeting. I actually have quotes.
Did you
So
know
both
that?
vendors are CoStar vendors. So this is for high school, door 10, door 15.
Are those the ones you told us about? Like,
Correct.
Last time, I don't remember.
Yes, so door 10 is pretty rough. Door 15 is actually locked off with caution tape right now. We're not
Those are the
looking at
ones outside of the,
student parking.
yeah.
Yeah. So both vendors are co-stars. They both have worked for us before. AG Morrow is my cheapest at $6,200. That's to repair 10 and 15 for everything.
And that one includes where we have to break up the concrete,
concrete.
start over?
Yep.
Okay.
And then my second one is James Dorcheck at $12,340. Same scope. I did walkthroughs with both contractors.
I'm sorry, what was the first one?
$6,200.
I thought I heard you correctly.
No, yeah.
Okay.
The
You can- I
desire
can show you
of
the
every
quotes. I mean,
contractor is to sell the
everything's
school
identical.
something.
Sorry, Jason, what was that?
Everything's identical.
Okay.
Oh?
I ask questions.
All right.
I don't
Okay.
Who's
understand why he's
the,
done.
so who, I mean, if they're both the same cost, is there somebody who's worked for us before that?
They both, James Dorcheck just did the new doors at the beginning of the school year here,
Uh-huh.
and AG Morrow has done some repairs for us at the intermediate center since I've been here.
So whose birthday is the closest to the day? I'm just,
They're both-
I mean,
they're both great.
do you have a preference is what I'm asking?
I would go with AG Morrow. I'm fine. I mean,
All right.
Let's double
Gotta
it.
pick one
Let's
now.
double
yeah, I mean,
Let's
James
ask
Dorcheck
Kathleen.
is double.
Kathleen, do you have a question?
Again, this is work that
She's
would
supposed to
take
be
a
on
while
there.
and be done.
I'm just kidding.
Yeah. Okay.
I've been saying.
We're in agreement to move the quote from AG Morrow.
That's fine.
6,200, right? Yeah,
Correct.
Yeah.
yeah.
All right.
Now we're gonna be talking about the romantic and prestigious discussion about the art room. drain.
Yes, I'm looking forward to this. High school art room drain.
So, I'm asking for a not to exceed of $60,000.
How much?
60.
I heard it. What happens?
So what's happening is this drain is way too small for the room. I'm
Yeah.
starting to believe that this room isn't really meant to be an art room. Oh. Retract that.
Is it, I mean, have we tried to,
So-
have we tried to bore it out to get like
So it's
all
been-
the
it's been snaked.
nastiness on the inside?
We've used multiple cleaners, it's been
All right.
snaked. We've actually put a cleaner in on a Friday and checked it Saturday and Sunday and Monday, and it's paper mache paint, but we truly believe that the line is just 2.5
I
inch
wanna see a
line.
cross section once we take it out of there.
Yeah. See what it looks like.
I would like to recommend to camera it for, cameraing it's only $500.
That's fine.
Good idea.
So
Well, have you
done
talked to-
yours?
This is
Yeah.
the sink. This is the art room sink.
So
So they're
there's
dumping
three
crap down it
sinks.
for all these
There's
years.
3 sinks that go into one line,
Wow.
and the line is a straight line, and it goes straight out front.
Is what is it, only 8 inches or? is it-
No, it's, I believe it's from what I'm being told from numerous plumbers that have been here over the years. It starts at 3 and then goes 2.5. And if they're coming from 3
Oh,
to
and then we're
6.
shocked that it won't drain,
Yeah,
correct?
it just won't.
Okay.
And
Has anybody have you done,
it gets snaked and checked on
Oh.
every other day. I
All
mean,
right.
I've
wow.
had to go mop the water up off the floor myself.
Who does, I mean, who's doing the snake, like you guys or?
Yeah, my team is there, and we also had plumbers come in emergency
Okay.
cases.
Well, at least they know it's the art room and it's not like
Yeah.
the locker room.
I don't know if you really, I don't know if you really want to know what's been being poured down there.
I
I
mean,
mean,
there's a lot. I mean,
but you're not supposed to pour half the crap down there.
But,
anyway. I mean,
like,
put
acrylic
paint down,
paint-
down a
acrylic
drain.
paint is safe to dump down there, but if you dump a bunch down there and then turn off the water, then it sticks to the sides, you know, and,
Yeah.
I mean, ask me how I know.
It's years of debris, and
Yeah.
so also the line there could be a crack.
Yeah, there could
be
be.
shifted for how old it is. So those
Have
things
you
as
had
well.
somebody, have you had a recommendation for
I
what's
met
the
with
new
2
size?
plumbers. I met with 2 plumbers and
What's the new size they're recommending?
4 straight
That's
straight
what I
through.
thought.
4 straight through.
So, not 4 to 6, they
Just
mean
do
4,
four straight
4,
through.
okay.
Yeah. So we also the one should have told you this, the one utility sink actually has a trap that collects clay, and that gets cleaned all the time, but it's still, the poor drain, I mean, it's, water just comes up right all over the floor while in class.
Yep.
So I would say to bust open the floor and replace the drain.
Is there one in every art room, or is it just in
The other art
Mrs.
room is
Cornish's
in
room?
perfect shape, it's just Mrs. Cornish.
Mrs.
Yeah,
Cornish's
so the
room.
other art room has a triple sink, utility sink, it's awesome, and,
Does it have a
it's-
bigger board?
it does. Yeah, I don't know what the size is, we'd have to camera that to identify that.
It might have been replaced within
previously.
the last 20 years, I
But
mean.
she doesn't have problems, the other art teacher. I met with her last week.
And Mr. Jacobs doesn't do a lot of paint and 3D work, I don't think, so he shouldn't have a problem.
Did you get another quote besides the 60,000, or did
So
I miss
I
that?
met with two plumbers, they have not given me quotes just yet. I need to get the line camera to identify the size it is now. We don't have this information.
What was
Not to exceed.
$60,000 you said earlier?
Not to exceed.
Not to
So
exceed.
there's floor work that's gonna be done, you're gonna have to bust open the floor.
No, I'm not questioning, I just didn't know where you're coming up with that number, that's all.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, and who are you looking at right
So I
now?
met with Tactical Plumbing and Berkshire Mechanical.
Are they both coastal? Are they?
Berkshire is,
Or
yes.
one is and one isn't, okay.
Yes, I'm not sure Tactical Plumbing.
Okay,
Plumbing is.
well, if we're looking at bids, it's okay.
They're gonna have clay traps and stuff like that in there already?
They've got one.
Yeah, there's one in there.
There's only one area of that room where they're supposed to use clay. I don't know if that's the way it is, but they have a trap that they replace every day. I mean, they clean it out every day.
Yeah.
No?
Okay, so get it cameraed, let us know what you see, or find out, and we'll keep
Yeah,
this
I'd
on.
say step one is to get a camera, just to see.
Wait,
That you didn't even need to ask us because it's $500, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
no,
That's your
I-
plan?
I already- Yeah, that's already, it's
That's
gonna be
your
done
plan.
All right.
at 3 o'clock.
Okay,
I just wanted to get ahead of it, and,
yeah, and it might inform what the bid looks like, depending on what you see on it.
Yeah,
so we're not gonna proceed with this, the not to exceed amount? Do you wanna wait?
I don't have a problem with pushing through a not to exceed. I would like.
is that gonna come out of capital as well?
It would
I would
have to.
think,
We'll probably look at capital, or we'll look at that budget at the end of the year and see if we can pay for it with general funds, rather than touching the capital project.
I wouldn't mind putting a not to exceed as long as we can get an update on, like,
Yeah,
I'd like to see it come down, but.
Yes,
but I'd like to be
I
able to authorize
completely
that it
agree.
Go through, but, because it needs to happen, but I'd
Right.
like an update and I'd like it to be lower than that if possible.
absolutely.
I'm not against any of this, of course, but I just asking where the 60,000, I mean, is that a guess on your part, or?
So doing this.
I'm just
Yeah,
asking.
So I've done some Walmart and some Red Lobsters and drain issues in the past,
Why we wouldn't
and it's
have them
cost
get the
roughly
bids for it?
between 30 and 60 grand.
Okay,
So
okay.
minimum,
Back,
The
all right.
amount of pipe
No.
you have to
Quicker
run,
anyway.
and
Yeah.
the floor repairs.
I'm just
The
saying,
floor
from the
repairs are-
standpoint of us, you know,
Now,
that
we
is
do
expensive.
have a,
showing that we're being pretty sure.
I was just gonna say, we do have a voting meeting, I wanna say, I think we talked about it the 12th of
Yes.
June. So is it possible that we can have like a closer to like the actual number by the first meeting in June? Is that possible? And then we can vote like something a little
Yeah.
closer to the number?
I mean,
I
I'd like
see
to
no
get
reason to
camera
rush
this week.
without having. the
Okay,
Yeah,
are
exactly.
you okay with that then?
Yeah.
But I understand the desire to get it done over the summer, and that's a
Yeah.
lot of work, but if we
So-
have a meeting like that, it's like a little bit more than a month from now.
The work is gonna take some time.
I
mean,
understand
It would
that.
take probably 4 weeks to get done.
Yeah.
Yep.
But if you can get the camera work done by the time, I feel better
Yeah, we get an update before the next voting meeting.
about the, does
Agreed.
that make sense?
Yes, our next facilities will be on the 5th.
Yeah, the 5th,
Okay.
so we have a better idea what the number is.
And you said the work would be about 4 weeks?
Yeah, it's taking about 4 weeks.
I think that's true.
Yeah.
We don't have any summer
Yeah.
classes in the art
Independent
room
next
in
year.
Guy's
No, no,
You've already checked?
yeah.
All right, do we want to keep going? We are at 6:39.
Yeah.
We have till 6:50.
Okay.
I
Right.
like how he's thinking now.
Item H,
I actually was just thinking about the Eagle Scout project today and
Oh.
asking you for an update, but you already thought that.
here,
Yes. So, there's, some pictures going around.
well, we have H first.
Okay.
Yeah,
Media
I'm sorry.
Center, yeah,
I missed one.
primary center, playground.
So, we had a discussion, and I just want, prior, I'd say probably 2 months ago, I just want to clarify. So Price is giving us $25,000, which equals out to $12,500 for each building for playground equipment. And our discussion was $9,000 capital for each building. I just wanted to see if I do have to go ahead for that, because I would like to get everything ordered this week.
I don't think I understand, you have 25,000, right?
From Price, correct?
Right, and what's the 9,000 you want to add to the 25?
Correct, yeah. So, I've met with principals multiple times, and to meet our needs for each building, you're looking at $20,000 for what they need, especially, the primary.
Per
center.
building?
Yeah.
Yeah, for the playground
You want it
equipment.
to last, yeah.
Yeah.
No, I'm like,
Oh,
I'm
sorry,
not
you
arguing.
just sound-
You're correct, yeah. So,
Are we doing anything, and this is just a question, I mean,
I can
are we
actually show
putting
you.
anything special in, like some sunken, dodgeball court or anything?
no, so here, I'll give you an example here.
Kind of replacing just what we have?
So this is one that, we're talking about for the primary center,
Mhm.
and this is $20,000.
Gotcha.
So that's product and installation.
Gotcha.
So I just wanted to clarify if I am okay to have the 9,000 for each building.
There's nothing else that needs to be replaced on the playground?
So
That's a big significant cost.
there are
this year?
things on for each playground that are going to be removed.
Okay.
One is for the PC is a hanging. Kids don't use it. And then the other one.
Oh, like my guard? kind of
Yeah,
thing?
it's like it looks kind of like a moon,
Okay.
and then the kids kind of, they hang on it, but it moves.
Oh, that's nice.
It's not still. And then at the IC, there is a hexagon monkey bar.
I know the one.
Yeah, so nobody uses that, but if we get rid of that, we can put a really nice piece of equipment
Oh,
right there.
no, I mainly was asking, like, if there wasn't anything that needed, like, major repairs for safety, or this wasn't a year that we were gonna be putting out new, like, foam mulch or anything like that, so this is, I don't have an issue
The
with it.
mulch-
That's the money that we're gonna spend.
Mulching is needed, but that hasn't been done yet, so I will coordinate that after the equipment's in.
And then the thought is to not take the 25,000 and update what we have and make it better. The thought is to buy a whole new piece of equipment that's kind of cool and then add money to it to make the other
So
stuff better.
we're gonna take the 25 from Price, so it's 12.5 for each building,
Right.
plus
Okay.
9 for each building.
So basically saying almost 50%.
Yeah,
It is,
Yeah,
but
the
it's
two,
not
but I think it makes sense if the kids are not using those two pieces of equipment to, I mean, we got a limited amount of space,
So
right?
the PC equipment, that monkey bar, it's not really age appropriate, and I believe Melanie would probably agree as well,
Oh.
so, they're
But we used to
smaller
have kids
kids.
up to 5th grade there,
Right.
so, but the kids don't use it.
No,
Okay.
so, and she actually wanted something a little more handsy, like a tic-tac-toe game.
Oh, yeah.
They can physically play together. So I drove the price for that too, it was like $800, but all that's included in with this money.
Okay.
And then Becker also liked that for his building as well. So he wants the same thing, the same tic-tac-toe thing.
And I apologize if you said, where's the 9,000 coming from?
Capital.
He wants
Capital.
us to authorize it.
From capital.
So I know we had a
Okay.
discussion, but I just wanted to clarify if I'm good to go.
Is that something we, next meeting too?
Yeah.
If we can
I'm
put it
sorry.
on for-
My-
We just
my-
call it
It's the end of the year, it's the end of the year, it's what it is.
No, I think
Yeah.
it makes sense.
Oh, I agree.
Yeah. I know those things are expensive, so.
It's
Yeah.
nice that Christ is giving us 25 for it.
Right.
I know it's kind of hard to tell, but any idea what kind of lifespan we're expecting out of these?
So, all of them actually have different lifespans. So this one right here is for ages 2 to 12, And they also come with safety zones, which means a fall height. So if a student, your typical, let's say, kindergartner, will fall 48 inches from the highest point, obviously they're not going to climb it.
Yes.
But physically possible. So I would say, based on, this one is 20 years.
Okay,
So some of them are 25, some of them are 30.
yeah. But 20 years
Yeah.
is long.
And I think it, you know, the point, I hadn't even thought about this, but, you know, it's a good point that, you know, when that building was built 20 years ago, those pieces of equipment were being designed for kids from 6
Yeah.
to 12, and that's not what we have now.
Yep, that's not there anymore.
The PC
All right.
has a decent amount of space that we can use.
Yeah.
Okay. Committee's okay moving forward with the proposal?
I think that Mr. Sherrill has something to say.
I'm not going to be screwed. Well, I'm inclined to, if I get money like that, is I take the money, it's a gift, we weren't thinking about spending anything, and fix everything, and maybe not get this big of a piece of equipment, but get one smaller, and just have it all fit into the gift, you know, that's what I'm inclined to do
I
that
know what
versus
you mean.
spending another 18 grand.
I've seen this,
And 18 grand doesn't even fix everything, we're not done at 18 grand.
27 minutes.
Well, he's going to
Right.
pay 25, and then we need to add another 9 grand to school, so that's not doing the most.
Is it, it's
It's
three
not
schools?
complete at the 18th where I'm at.
So a decent piece of equipment is between $15,000 and $23,000.
Right. I got you. I'm just, if you asked me to pipe up, I was keeping quiet. So, but we're not done. You know, we're going to throw $18,000 on top of what they gave us, and we're still not done.
That is, no,
that would be
it
it.
would be done.
We're not, because they have to put the mulch down.
No,
got
That's-
my
mulch.
team
yeah.
would do that.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they're not gonna cost, yeah.
I got you.
My guys would do that. So we could get 12.5 for each building and get some smaller things, maybe a slide or, you know, a couple little, like, there's little Lego things they can climb over.
Yeah.
But
All right. Want to wrap this up?
Let's jump to the custodial RFP. I think we have to make sure that we get that.
Yeah.
All right.
The run-
Custodial
We
RFP.
might be running a little later, sorry.
She's up.
You got your hand out.
I got to see it. I got one here.
okay, I have one more here when you.
I'm good.
Go ahead. Is there anything you want to discuss on this? Or
Basically, I would like to recommend SSC for the next contract.
yeah.
You can see the original proposal on that document, and then the new proposal. This includes 23 and a half custodians for all buildings.
And my understanding is that we, you know, you did talk to us about that another bid.
Yep.
But I thought that, and correct me if I'm wrong, was that other bid actually wasn't for the same number of custodians that was for
What
one.
do you want to say?
That is correct. That is correct for 21. So I did meet with
Which isn't
another.
what we asked for.
Right.
We wanted more.
That is correct. We do want more. I did meet with Coatesville School District, their facilities director, and I did a walkthrough. Campus Service Group does their buildings. They've been there about a year. They did not have the robot machine that I was promised during my walkthrough with them, and their equipment looked pretty much the same as what SSC has, as far as age and what they had. So the buildings look just as good as ours.
No big complaints, but you were not loud.
No, not really. I mean,
Okay.
turnover, which is typical.
It is.
Yeah,
And no complaints from their facilities people?
he was pretty happy.
He was?
So far for the first year, but they've only been there for
Right.
a year. So, but I would like to recommend SSC moving forward.
All right.
They
Any
brought the
problems?
price down
Yeah.
significantly.
Any problems from committee
No,
about it? All right. Move that forward then.
yeah.
You can thank us in year 2 or 3 from now that you don't have to go through getting a new painting company.
I know we're inching toward somebody
It
else's
is a
time,
nightmare.
Yeah.
but I did want to hear about the Eagle Scout.
So the Eagle Scout project is about 90% done. There's pictures going around. This Friday evening, I'm
That's
going
awesome.
meet with them, and we're gonna sand and stain the tables, and then give them a few days to dry, and we're gonna put them out on the field.
How many did we
There's
have?
4, we ended up doing 4.
Oh, nice.
So we even discussed possibly putting one here, and then one more in each other building.
Do they have a space to put
Everybody's been asking me that.
an umbrella? They do?
We can, no, but I can drill a hole in it, so we have.
Would you be able to do that before they stain them?
Yeah, yeah,
Is that okay?
yeah, it's pretty easy.
Just because it's not an issue, except for like those first 3 games. I'm sure it's an issue for some of the other teams, but, you know, it's not as an issue for football once we get past September. But it can be bright and hot over there.
Yeah, no, I can make that happen. So we'll get sanded and stained Friday night, and then we'll let them sit over the weekend. And I'd say next week we'll start moving them out.
All right. All right, that concludes facilities for today. It is 6:50.